The South China Sea issue is one very big issue that we have not resolved.
Minister, there's also been questions about whether Malaysia has put the South China Sea issue in the back burner in the interest of advancing overall bilateral ties.
Every time we had discussion with our counterpart from China, all of these issues are on the table. But of course, you have to be practical. There is this thing called the low-hanging fruits. And whichever one that you can handle first, I think you try and settle it.
I call them elsewhere the apex predators of maritime warfare. And that's true because if you have a submarine, you do have the ability to influence what the enemy will do from the start.
Cảnh sát biển Việt Nam. Tentara Nasional Indonesia pada siang ini melintas.
Greetings to our lecturer, Dr. Hima Roseni binti Mustafa, and my fellow classmates. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from Group 4, which consists of 4 members. I am Muhammad Shahril bin Awadinin. Our group will present a topic entitled The Impact of South China Sea Conflict on ASEAN, Malaysia and Indonesia Perspective. For today's presentation, it will be divided into 4 parts, which are: first part is introduction, second part is Malaysia perspective, continued by Indonesia perspective, and will be ended with conclusion. As for introduction part, it will be presented by me. Malaysia perspective will be presented by Mr. Azman Shah. Indonesia perspective will be presented by Mr. Dharma Nasrul, and lastly, the conclusion will be presented by Mrs. Razia. As we know that the South China Sea conflict has captured international attention, including China, Malaysia, and Indonesia. For decades, China has claimed maritime rights to nearly the entire of South China Sea, from the Philippines to the Vietnam, which serve a common road to East Asia. According to Parameter Moran 2015, as a result of this claim, Beijing has increased the scope and frequency of its naval patrols within its well-known 9-dash line. Moreover, for the past few years, China also started to claim the Spratly Islands is one of its maritime. As a result, the conflict became more complex, and other countries also made similar claims towards the South China Sea. For Malaysia perspective, this part will be presented by Mr. Azman Shah. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Azman Shah bin Hamdan. I would like to explain to you about the impact of South China Sea conflict on ASEAN from Malaysia perspective. There is 4 main points for the Malaysia perspective. The first one is Malaysia use play it safe approach in tackling or solving problem in South China Sea by using diplomatic, legal, economic and security measures to protect its climate state, right? However, Malaysia still wants to maintain the bilateral relationships with China. My second point is Malaysia will continue to preserve or defending 8 of the 11 claims of maritime features in Spratly Islands. For my third point, what can I explain it? Malaysia aspire to achieve greater regional harmony and stability in South China Sea region. And lastly, the Malaysian government has used several ways, include a combination of economic, legal, diplomatic and security to secure the South China Sea claim as well as maintain its interest in China. So that is the point of Malaysia perspective, and I'm going to pass to my group member. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and good day. My name Darman Nasrul bin Marali, and I will continue it with Indonesia perspective. There is two main ideas from Indonesia perspective we can highlight it from our readings. The first one is from Indonesia perspective on the South China Sea crisis. It is settled in a peaceful manner despite having domination in water of Indonesia, besides then conserving the commercial flow and natural resource reserve. Secondly is Indonesia President considered the People's Republic of China (PRC) claim to 9-dash line in South China Sea is baseless and lack a sufficient legal basis. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Razia Darwis. I will talk about the conclusion that we get from our academic paper. Okay, from our academic paper, we are strongly agree that the South China conflict had bring a huge impact on Asian countries that involved, such as Malaysia, Indonesia, China, and many others. Secondly, both Malaysia and Indonesia are taking precautions in dealing in this issue. From the study, we would like to suggest that countries involved must work together in resolving the conflicts. Besides that, peaceful talk should be held to avoid more problems arising that could lead to division between countries. Last but not least, that brings us to the end of the presentation. I'd like to summarize by saying that the unity among countries are very important to be nurtured nowadays to avoid divisions between countries. That's all from me, and on behalf of my team member, I would like to say thank you for your attention.